just focus on yourself, crack on with that, and like just make sure that you're the best you can be for yourself. And there'll be always people better around the corner, kind of thing, or bigger, or stronger, or faster, or smarter, whatever. Not in a negative sense. It's just the point is it's not in your control. You can't control how good someone gets at something, so just control how good you can be at something, or how positive you can be towards something. That's kind of the lesson. And
you never know what life circumstances have wound someone up to get them to where they are. People talk about like talk about like all the sort of great sports people. It's like if you ask them what else happens in like what other things they have in life, it's like, yes, they've got all the money and fame, but they haven't always got the social life, or you hear about sort of sport, like all these sports people, and then they've been married like how many times and fallen out with people, and you're just like you kind of think like just because they've got a great level, like a phenomenal level of success in something that's very publicly sort of revered, I think people just assume that the rest of it's all fallen into place nicely for them. Which is it's a weird one. But do you ever find yourself getting caught up in like numbers and things? And because obviously you've got you can see how many views you get, or is that an easy one to do?
I just don't care. And I don't mean that disrespectfully in the slightest. It's just maybe smaller lessons I've learned in the past was where I thought something might do well. So to answer that, you care about it, numbers, and then it come off not doing that well. I just thought, well, then that just means it's not in my control. Well, I just do the best I can. If it does well, cool. If not, whatever. But no, to be honest, I've never worried about money or like views or like career. I've always just, and I still do, just focus on like the shit that's exciting, like just makes me feel good and enjoy it. It's fun, like there are responsibilities that you get as you get older. Of course there are, but like most of the time when it comes to like career or like money or anything like that, I just don't like to think about the negative side. Like, what if this doesn't work out, or what if you run out of money, or like what if I don't know, whatever. I just can't be bothered to waste the energy on that kind of like headspace. I think over lockdown maybe everyone gained a bit of anxiety and a bit of that space because it was such a weird thing to happen to everyone. And I think I gained a bit of that anxious trait, started to worry a lot more. And to be honest, thankfully, the biggest baptism of fire to get out of that was the Stormzy gig, because it was the first thing that happened outside of lockdown. It was the first gig I had to do out of that. And I was shitting myself. I was worried so much. And it forced me to just go back into that place I was in before, where I just like, I can't control it. I just got to do the best I can. Just got to go out there and just not worry. And that was a kickstart back into that kind of headspace. So that, I've never worried about that stuff, numbers, and just try to enjoy everything about that I do. And it's like, I mean, if I look at like the success or the numbers of the stuff that I've released music wise compared to some of the other bands out there, that it's like hugely different, but I've never cared, because as long as people enjoy it, it's kind of like, it's great. You know what I mean? That's kind of why you do it. I enjoy it. I like, so.
That's the thing, is that the really sad thing is that's quite unusual. Like, so many people are I get wound up in it. Like, so many people get wound, especially nowadays. It's so easy to, because like, it's so easy to measure things by numbers rather than by how you feel about something. Because you can quantify a number. You can look at 100 streams, or you can look at however many streams you've got, and that's a number on where you're at. Whereas it's much, obviously you can't, I think people latch onto it because it's like, you've got an answer to where you are in your own head, kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, when money's involved, and for all of us trying to do careers in whatever area, if we talk about what we do, like internet-based media or whatever, like, numbers are important to the companies that pay you, obviously. But I just think that if you, the creator, or you, the artist, or whatever it is you do, worry about that as well, it's kind of like, it's not necessary. Just you focus on the thing that makes the companies want to work with you, or whatever, whatever that is, whether it's getting a gig or doing a video demo or working for a magazine or like whatever. I just think don't try not to obsess about them, because at the end of the day, you can only do as good as you can, and you put it out there, it's done. It's not in control anymore. So it's either going to be like, shit, this is sick, and it gets shared loads and people love it, or it just floats through and over time and gradually builds, or that particular thing doesn't do it very well, but just carry on. I remember it's like, there was it's not even a really profound sounding quote, but I read it somewhere, and it's just that thing of like, if you pursue the things in life that really excite you, like make you feel good, then they just reward you, more importantly, further down the line. And it's, just make things work out. It's like come full circle kind of thing, because you put out positive intent and energy into something that makes you feel good, then I guess it comes back round if you focus on the good, And that sounds super hippie, but it's just another way of saying
it
don't
works.
worry about the numbers.